What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. Remember, we're rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer transfer window for you guys to look forward to. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. Keep you up to date on YouTube first and fast with all the latest Manchester City transfer news this summer. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. We hit 300 likes on the last transfer update. Can we hit it again on this video? That'd be much appreciated, and that is the like goal. Also, don't forget as well, most importantly, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say with regards to these transfers. So let's crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the out, and we've got the very latest on James McAtee. Now, Manchester City, according to Alan Nixon, are trying to get James McAtee out on loan again, potentially for next season. If he is to be loaned out, Man City want him to be loaned out to one of the Bundesliga or to the Premier League. The Bundesliga, brilliant for producing top quality young football players, also great for football players' development. They give them plenty of starts and plenty of minutes. And Manchester City looking for a top Bundesliga team to potentially loan him to. If not to the Bundesliga, City also contemplating the Premier League. But Alan Nixon says if he's to be loaned to the Premier League, it would only be to a top half Premier League team. The question has to be asked, would James McAtee be able to get regular starts and regular minutes for a top half Premier League team? I presume it won't be any of the big six football teams, but we'd be looking at the likes of Aston Villa, Brentford had brilliant seasons last season. Would James McAtee be able to break into their team, and would he be able to get regular starts, regular minutes, which is what he wants to be doing? He had regular minutes and starts last season with Sheffield United. We want to be pushing him even further now and getting him experience at the top level, which is why we're looking at the Bundesliga or the Premier League to try and get these minutes and starts to help aid the progression of James McAtee's career. To me, if Man City don't sign another central midfielder this summer, I would give James McAtee at least pre-season. I'd be tempted to keep him around the Manchester City first team squad. Let him learn from the likes of Phil Foden, from Kevin De Bruyne, from Rodri, from Kovacic, etc., etc. Let him learn from these players. Let him develop his game. Give him some starts, give him some minutes, and really progress him that way if we can't find the right loan. Now, Alan Nixon does say that Paul Heckingbottom, who's in charge at Sheffield United, their manager, he hasn't given up hope that he can have James McAtee on loan for the season. He would get regular starts and regular minutes at Premier League level with Sheffield United. It is progress because he was playing in the Championship last season with Sheffield United. It would be 38 Premier League starts, you would imagine, for James McAtee, which would help his progression. I wouldn't rule that one out, but it is all about, if we are loaning out McAtee, we need to get that loan right. And if we don't, then it does not help his progression. I would contemplate keeping him around the Manchester City first team squad if it was up to me. Very interesting to see what Manchester City choose to do though with James McAtee. I'm not expecting his future to be sorted in the next week or two. I think he may be given pre-season, which means his future may not get sorted until at the very earliest, maybe late July, maybe even going into August and the final month of the summer transfer window. Now, speaking of players around the Man City first team squad and loans, moves us on to Cole Palmer. And according to The Sun, Brighton, they are in pole position to sign Cole Palmer on loan from Manchester City. That's the most important thing here. I had a feeling that Cole Palmer would be leaving Manchester City. The question was it going to be on loan? Was it going to be a permanent transfer, with Manchester City having a cheap buyback clause to bring Cole Palmer back to the club should he have a really good progression over the next season or two? A little bit like we've got with Romeo Lavia, and Manchester City more than likely not taking up that option to bring Lavia back, and instead he could be heading to another top six team from Southampton. So Cole Palmer seeming to look like he could be out on loan. Brighton, I think, would be a really good move, and I actually think Brighton might be a good move for James McAtee as well. We'll have to wait and see with what happens with regards to that. Now, moving on to the ins and the final transfer, the real meat of this video, Frenkie De Jong. I've been wondering how long it was going to take before Man City's name once more put into the hat with Frenkie De Jong, and the Sun have gone and done that over the last 24 hours. They're reporting Pep Guardiola, Manchester City, once more keen on Frenkie De Jong. We've missed out on Declan Rice, and according to The Sun, Manchester City, they are prepared to spend what we was willing to spend on Declan Rice, which is £90 million. We are prepared to spend on Frenkie De Jong. Now, I've heard word via Fabrizio Romano a couple of days ago, Frenkie De Jong, he is not for sale from Barcelona. Barcelona was saying they received offers of over 100 million euros last season to try and sign Frenkie De Jong, and they said no, and their stance remains that this season as well. Frenkie De Jong is an important player for Barcelona. He isn't for sale, and they want him to stay at Barcelona. So if Manchester City want to make that transfer happen, it's going to be very difficult. It would take Frenkie De Jong to say to Barcelona, I want to leave. I want to join Manchester City. Only then could negotiations begin. Manchester City could choose to speak with the player's entourage if he is keen on a move to Manchester City. Not heard any word on that. At the moment, it is just interest. Hurdles. First hurdle, interest. Second hurdle will be Manchester City speaking with the player's entourage and getting some kind of agreement put in place. Third hurdle will be Manchester City speaking to Barcelona and trying to find an agreement on the fee. If they can do that, then there's all the big hurdles sorted, and then Manchester City can go and sign Frenkie De Jong. Will they go and do that? It's going to be a very difficult transfer to get done. There's a lot of hurdles still to go. City were getting linked last summer with Frenkie De Jong. Doesn't surprise me with us missing out on Declan Rice that we're getting linked back again with FDJ, but I think he'd be a good player. I think he'd be a really good signing for Manchester City. If we were able to get him for £90 million, I think it would be a really good addition. And it'd be very interesting if Manchester City do choose to move this from interest into a concrete offer, because I can see Barcelona, we know that they're interested in Bernardo Silva. They may not be too interested in the £90 million from Manchester City. City wants £70 million for Bernardo Silva. That's because Bernardo Silva's got 2 years left on his contract at Manchester City. And so because of that, maybe Barcelona and Manchester City could try and negotiate some kind of deal which sees De Jong come to Manchester City and Bernardo Silva go out to Barcelona. But if that is the case, if Bernardo Silva, not just to Barcelona but to any club, if Bernardo Silva leaves Manchester City, in my complete honest opinion, we need a top-class central midfielder signing to help cover them gaps. We look pretty short in central midfield. Should you take Bernardo Silva away from Man City's equation, an injured Kevin De Bruyne like he is right now, and all of a sudden we look very, very short on numbers. One more injury to our central midfield, and all of a sudden you're having to make other players versatile and move them around. For how Manchester City are, treble winners, you want to be building on the success. You want your squad next season to be stronger, not weaker. Manchester City want to bring players in. You want to make quality additions. And to me, with how versatile Bernardo Silva is, there are no other player like him in the world. It would take two players, in my opinion, to replace Bernardo Silva, a winger and a central midfielder. So if he leaves and you want to bring De Jong in, fine. But if we do that, we will need a winger as well, in my opinion. And still very quiet from Manchester City. Other than Josko Gvardiol, very quiet on bringing other players in. It does rely on player sales, and I think that's the direction we're going to be heading in over the next 2 to 3 weeks in this transfer market. It's going to get very interesting. So if you want to stay up to date, guys, subscribe. It is free. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Now less than 40 subscribers away from my goal of 30,000 subscribers. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Go and check out my social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Do let me know your thoughts, what you make of these transfers in the comments below. And finally, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the like goal, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. And religiously, guys, I'll see you again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.